Well, take two. Hello, it's fantastic to be here back in And thank you, Eric, as always. Eric came and visited me in hospital. Thank you, Eric. I did a lot of people. In fact, it was full up with denials of many things which doctors were trying to spread upon me. And I refused everything apart from oxygen and penicillin.
You should have refused those as well.
Well, possibly. Not the oxygen. The oxygen, we do actually need oxygen.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that.
It's the one thing I think you can be sure is okay. But it was important in hospital. I mean, I shouldn't have been there really because I've been stretching myself a bit much and travelling too much. But thank everybody for all those messages of support. And people visiting, giving me various beneficial drinks and so forth and vitamins later on. But I think it's important to know what we did in the hospital because they were trying to make me have another test for this. Do you want a COVID virus test? Do you want a MRSA, anti-whatever, just in case? Do you want something to stop blood clotting? All that stuff is rubbish and poison. I said no, no, no.
Fantastic.
And, some of the doctors were a bit taken aback, but in the end, doctor towards the end of my stay, I said, look, I think I'm pretty well ready to go. He said, well, you can't go with all this stuff, and he points at the things connected to it. And then he said, after about 5 minutes of discussion, to tell you what, Mr. Corbyn, we're going to take it all off, oxygen as well, and look at you in 4 hours. If you're okay in 4 hours, you can go home. 4 hours later, I was okay. I went home. I went home 3 days before any doctor had said I'd be ready to go.
Fantastic.
So I want to thank everybody for this.
Good job. Yeah, well done.
It's an important lesson if you're in hospital. Think about it. Don't just accept what they say because we've had terrible stories. Okay. Well, a bit of news and action. Big piece of news. A week today. It'll be advertised on the sites. Piers _Corbyn _ New Normal. Piers _Corbyn _ That's the correct definition. We're going to have a meeting of the United Front, right? That's not just Let UK Live, but others as well who agree with these united policies which we want to support in order to support anyone who wants to campaign or stand in an election. And those pseudo-politicians turning up now, we'll grill them on these things. I mean, they're very simple stuff. Men are men, women are women. Roads are for driving on or travelling on. You know, accountability. I won't go into the list now, but it's going to be an important meeting and urge people to get involved. Because this way, we can end divisions in the movement. We know what we're uniting around instead of personalities. That is really important. So I look forward to that. And on the car front, as people know, my car was impounded. I still owe £43,000 and I'm not going to pay any of it. They've made a lot of mistakes, legal problems, and we may get the car back soon. Just watch this space. They are putting up hoops everywhere, but we've been getting through them all round. So we will need money though, because there's various costs going to happen, and there's a box here which someone is going to pass around, maybe Hazel in due course. But serious money might be needed as well. But anyway, do not worry. The box is under there. Press on. Right, now, to actually break the ultra-low emission zone, let us be clear. We must physically carry on driving at will and not paying. There's loads of people around saying, Piers, that's brilliant. But look, okay, you've got to do it yourself. There are a lot of people doing it, a lot of people driving, but we will need more. In Birmingham, enough people drove that the council gave up collecting the fines. We've got to make that happen in London now. There's two things you've got to do. Drive at will, do not pay. And if you've got an old car, do it every day. Go into the existing emission zone and do it. You'll only get stacks of paper. They won't take your car because your car's worth less than £2,000. My car, they took it entirely for political reasons. Their costs they're running up, keeping it, are huge. That's going to be their problem, not mine. And the second thing we've got to do is demand the taking down of the cameras. We support all those campaigns to take down the cameras. If Sadiq Khan hasn't got the cameras, it's no go. And we know, you know, the powers that be are very distressed when cameras get taken down, or councils refuse to put them up, or whatever's going on. But we've got to keep up the pressure. Take down the cameras.
Take down the cameras. Take down the cameras.
Take down the cameras.
You missed that, you and I said what we need to do is like demand data, like a record of every time anyone drives past the camera. So if you go from here to London Bridge, you can ask, no matter what car you've got, you can ask for video of the car as you go past. And in theory, they have to provide it. So I think that's worth it.
Oh, great idea! That, all right. Right to TfL and want a record of every time I drove my car past a camera. Okay, so yes, we've got to weed out all these politicians who are suddenly spouting up saying they support action against ULEZ. No, they don't. The Tory would-be candidate from there, he says he's against ULEZ extension. What about existing ULEZ? All right. You support a prison, but not an enlarged prison. I mean, what is this nonsense? We've got to get rid of the whole of ULEZ. And there's all sorts of people turning up saying, oh, Piers, we're with you all the way. I just say, where were you on day lockdown? Where were you taking down those posters on the tube? Where were you taking children out of school? None of these things were done by any of these people. They pop up now because they know we are winning and they want to be on the winning side. We're not going to have tricksters and, well, just freeloaders amongst us. They've got to actually physically support action if we're going to win. Now, let's get the truth out about Sadiq Khan's so-called toxic air. As a fact, first of all, it's now known, and these are from EU data, that pollution increases when you drive your car slow. 20 mile an hour zoning makes more pollution than 40 mile an hour because the cars take longer to drive, they're stopping and starting and so on. Furthermore, there's more accidents because they get stressed for stopping and starting. Those are both facts. More pollution, more accidents. And it's also a fact that London Underground particle pollution is at least on average 40 times more polluted than standing by Park Lane or the Old Kent Road. 40 times. So if he cares a damn about pollution, he should be banning people on the tube. He should end the tube, close the tube, walk everywhere. Come on, try and do it. Close down the tube. Why are you doing it? You're a liar. You're a scum. You're the worst mayor London has ever had.
True.
And I'm going to stand against you next May.
Yay.
That's right. So, I think we might almost end at that point. Just to say, carrying on from things that Heike was saying about science and what is going on. Everywhere we look, we see the undermining of real science and also real history. I'm going to tell you this piece of news. I went to the Monument statue today, that big column remembering the fire of London, right? Now, it used to have a notice on it saying that there had been a notice here blaming the Catholics for the fire. And then that notice was removed, it said, and they had no notice. And then, when the Catholics were in trouble again, there was another notice going, say the Catholics done it. Now, there's a new notice that's wiped out all the history of life. It's just a bland white piece of card saying blah, 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 blah. So they don't even want you to know how the powers that be in the past have changed history. But they're changing history as we speak. And they're changing science as we speak. We know all science has to be evidence-based. Any science that's not evidence-based is not science at all. Which is why we're challenging them everywhere to a debate to stop net zero. And we know as a fact, there's the poster, that carbon dioxide levels follow changes in temperature, not the other way around. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be not just challenging the churches to come clean, but the scientific institutions. We're going to make them have a debate or admit they're wrong. That is absolutely crucial, because otherwise we know that tyranny and the end of science go together. Hitler and Stalin ended science and brought in tyranny. They needed the tyranny to end the science, and they could only end the science by having tyranny to stop debate. These things go together. We have to defeat them together. Accountability and democracy are the way forward. So I repeat, we must defy everything that has been imposed on us by the new world tyranny, and I will end with the usual thing in one.
Resist, defy, do not comply.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.